I'm back. I missed you guys. It's become apparently clear to me to not do this hurts. To not be up here sharing and speaking and just what we have going on, it affects me now. But I do want to thank all the men who stepped up during my family's time of need. That meant a ton to us. I considered for a moment just letting the Wide Awake series go. Just be like, too much has passed, but you know what? I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt and assume that you somewhat remembered what we were talking about. If you don't, we've been talking about wide awake. We get our verse here from Ephesians 5:14, where Paul told the Ephesians, "Awake, O sleeper, rise up from the dead, and Christ will give you light." And so today's an exciting day for us at Canyon. Today is what we call now the Canyon Church Checkup. It's where after church today, after a quick lunch, some of us will come back to the building either this week or next, and our elders will be here. And they're going to talk to us about what happened this year, what's going to happen, and then we're going to give you an opportunity to ask them questions, talk to your shepherds. I don't know about you guys, but I have not seen many pastors that do this. And it's a huge blessing for this church. And now, while I'm not involved in that part of today, I am involved in what I am very excited to share with you all. We're casting a new vision today. For the past couple months, the elders and I have been working on what we call a vision statement, a statement that very clearly and simply defines what it is we're about here at Canyon. And I'm excited to share with you guys. Canyon Church's vision is to be a part of a great spiritual awakening, giving everyone the opportunity to hear the good news that King Jesus is alive and redeeming people for God today. We take Jesus' command to go and make disciples seriously, considering his final command to be our first priority. We've been talking about discipling, about discipleship making. Well, here it is. Know this. This is what we're about. So let's talk about vision. Proverbs 29:18 says, "Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint, but blessed is the one who heeds instruction." I've never done this, I don't think in my entire life, let alone up here preaching, but I like the King James Version better. I know. The King James Version says, "Where there is no vision, people will perish." People will perish. So we're reading that people will perish where there's no vision, and perish or cast off, as we're seeing here, and in most of your translations, it means to loosen and to thus expose or uncover. It's the same Hebrew word that we find in Exodus, actually, when we just studied Exodus with Brother Tom and Dan. Exodus 32:25, when Moses saw that the people were running wild, loose, and that Aaron had let them get out of control, exposed them, and so become a laughingstock to their enemies. It took 40 days. 40 days for the people that God led out of Egypt, people that saw plagues, rivers turned to blood, all the things, that walked through a sea that God had parted. It took them 40 days to lose their vision and worship a beast of burden. Give it all up, just 40 days, a little over a month. I've never seen a plague. I've obviously never walked through a parted sea. How long can I go without a vision? How long can I go without a vision? Proverbs 29:18, it makes it clear what happened there and what happens to people in general when they don't have a vision. They get unfocused with their life, and it gets off track. Because they're not focused, they don't have a destination, they don't have a vision. Are you guys keeping score? I told the middle school class to keep track how many times I say vision today. 10. We're on 10. It's a tally going. We've all heard that life is a journey, and it is. It is a journey. And every journey has a destination. But how many people, and have you noticed this, how many people just wander through life kind of aimlessly, kind of just stumbling through, hoping that, well, I hope tomorrow's better than today and maybe better than yesterday. But they don't have a plan. They don't have a clear destination of where they're heading. They're just kind of randomly, haphazardly wandering around. There's no vision. Everyone is heading somewhere in life. Every single one of us is heading somewhere in life. How many of us are heading there on purpose? What is your vision for serving God? You're a disciple of Christ. Where are you headed? You ever watch Olympics and they do these montages before the Olympics, right, where they send the camera crew into the town and they're like a day in the life of, and these people wake up at the crack of dawn and they go and they train, and then they go to a job or sometimes school, believe it or not, and then they train some more, then they have dinner and they train some more, and they do it again and again and again and again and again. All because of why? Why do they do that? Why do they put themselves through that? Because they want to win a gold medal. That's true. That's a part of it. The other part is they know that if they don't have the discipline, they won't even get a chance to even compete, let alone win. If they don't have the discipline, they won't even have a chance. Without vision, there's no reason to discipline yourself. So in essence, having a vision has power. Proverbs 10:17. Whoever heeds discipline shows the way to life, but whoever ignores correction leads others to astray. Discipline shows the way to life. Vision gives us discipline. Discipline shows us the way to life. And what does it say for those who don't? Well, one, you're not going to have life, and what else are you going to do? You're going to lead people astray. It's bad enough that you yourself aren't showing any discipline, don't have a vision. But the really bad part is other people will be influenced by your lack of discipline and your lack of vision. Therefore, one of the keys to Canyon doing a powerful work, this church, this family of believers, is following a vision that's got to impose discipline on us. This vision will have the ability to help you realize that whatever sacrifice it takes to be a part of this vision will be worth it because you're heading somewhere. There's a goal in mind. And the goal isn't heaven. That's just a benefit. The goal is bringing people to Christ, saving souls. The vision statement didn't say, fill up this church. That's not what it said, is it? The vision is to make followers of Christ, disciples. And guess what's going to happen because we do that? We're going to fill up this church. Priorities. Has to go in order. A person without a clear vision with their lives lives a life that's loose. As we kind of saw with the Israelites, they were exposed, they were loose. When we start to live with vision, we start to live more narrowly because paths become clear. Vision will simplify our lives. Having a vision, following this vision, is going to simplify things for us, believe it or not. Because when we caption a vision, it starts to control all of the choices we're going to make after that. We start to realize we're going somewhere, and because of that, we're going to realize what roads won't take us there. You start to realize, I'm supposed to be doing this, therefore I know I'm doing this. This is not that. I don't do this, I do this. It simplifies things. It narrows things. It just makes life simpler. It does. When you face a decision that doesn't align or fit, when you face a decision that doesn't align or fit inside the vision, it's easier to say no. When you don't have that, it's hard to refuse things. Whether they're reaching personal goals or spiritual, everything just gets more complicated without a goal, without a vision, without a destination, without a purpose. And we're giving you the purpose today. If you weren't sure of what it was, we're telling you now. With this clear vision, we can start to see distractions for what they really are. What they truly are. And that's Satan trying to get you away. Satan doesn't want us to reach that vision. He does not want us to make that goal happen. I promise you that. So if what you're doing doesn't align with the vision, I promise you it's what Satan would rather have you doing. 100 out of 100 times. We can start to realize that all these things that just get in the way of that are detours. They don't take us to the destination. So for example, you have a financial goal for your house, a financial vision for your house. You're going to start to say, no, you know what? This is a trap. I don't need this today and pay for it in 5, 10, 15 years. That's a trap. That's not where I want to go because you see the vision. I actually heard this next part is from my mom group that picks up kids at the after school. They were talking about losing weight. And one of the moms said this, listen, I know that chocolate might be a moment of pleasure on the lips, but that's going to be a pain in the end to get off the hips. It's funny because it's true. It's true. But they're saying no today so they can say yes tomorrow. We're saying no to the things that don't align with this vision so we can say yes forever with the souls that are saved through succeeding this vision. Yes, forever. A lot of people lose their motivation. A lot of people lose their courage, lose their focus. People get defeated and get discouraged and distracted. All of us. No one sitting in here is like, none of those things have ever happened to me. All of us. Probably all of those things. And really, all that is just a loss of vision. It's just a loss of vision. A momentarily loss of vision that can't continue and make you completely lost, but in the moment, that's all it is. Life with vision becomes a practical guide for creating plans, setting goals and objectives. Life with vision helps us evaluate our life. Just like we did with the survey that was sent out, we're evaluating, like the elders are doing here today. It gives us the ability to evaluate and focus. It gives us faith. It gives us motivation. It produces discipline. And here's something cool. It opens the doors for miracles. Did that vision statement say, we want people in Anaheim Hills to hear the good news about Jesus? Or Orange County? Or no. Everyone. I don't care where you go or where you've been. Everyone deserves that opportunity. That is big. That is big. Coming to church, being a knowledgeable Christian is a good thing, but I'd argue that's not the main thing Jesus told us to do. Jesus commanded us to do things. In fact, he gave us very clearly what is the greatest command. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all our mind. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and prophets hang on these two commands. I was going to mix it up and sing a song right in the middle, but we don't have time for that. So, you guys know the song. You guys see it later. Teach them that which I have commanded you. And the greatest commandment he's given is for us to love God and love each other. Canyon Church's vision is about love. It doesn't say the word love in there, but it's about love. If you love God, if you love Jesus enough, you're going to follow his commands. You're going to go and make disciples. If you love your neighbor enough, you won't be able to not tell them about the greatest love you've ever seen, which is Jesus' sacrifice. It's about love. Loving God and loving people enough. One of the greatest gifts that we can get from God after we've received salvation and that love and the Holy Spirit is a vision on how to live the life he's called us to live. Because the vision's going to keep us on course, give us a sense of focus and motivation and direction, and it'll discipline us. Now, it only works when we walk towards it. God doesn't give us this vision. We're not giving you this vision today to pamper you. We're not giving you this vision to make you feel good. That's not the point of it. We're casting a big vision here, and it's not small and easy. It's going to take discipline year in, year out, day in, and day out. But we read this in Hebrews. For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. The discipline it's going to take to work towards the fulfillment of this grand vision will seem painful at first. We're going to have bumps ahead. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to say, oh man, this thing is so cool that we're trying to do. It's going to have this awesome effect, and it won't. But that's okay. That's okay, because we're going to try. We can't give up. We keep trying. We keep staying focused. We keep staying motivated. We're going to try. And then we're going to reap that peaceful fruit of righteousness, and you'll feel it. Dan's been saying we need to be praying bigger. We need to pray big. We serve a big and powerful God who wants us to have this big vision, because when it gets fulfilled, when we start making it become a reality, it will only be because we serve a big and powerful God that it happened, not because we're cool, not because we just worked. It's because God did a work. Why are you here? Why are you here? Here on earth and here in this church building today. I don't know specifically, but I can tell you this. All of us were created for a purpose. You are not here by accident. God didn't create you and go, now what? How am I going to use this guy or this woman? How am I going to do this? It was already planned. God had something in mind before you ever even came into being. God created you for a reason and a purpose. Romans 8:26 through 30. Likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We're going to have moments of weakness trying to fulfill this vision. It's a big vision. But the Spirit's going to help us, for we do not know what to pray for as we ought, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And he who searches hearts knows what is the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for the saints according to the will of God. But here we go. And we know that for those who what? Love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. For those whom he foreknew, he already knew. He already knew you. He also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those whom he predestined, he also called. And those whom he called, he also justified. And those whom he justified, he also glorified. His plan for us was to be conformed to the image of his Son all along. The way in which we all live our lives, the way in which we live our lives for God, is radically strengthened when we live with the realization that we were created both intentionally and purposefully. Today I want to make clear that that having a vision will give us some clarity on this purpose. On this purpose. I don't know all the different and beautiful ways God has led us here to this moment, each and every one of you, and all the different things that have happened in your life that have brought you here to this moment. But you're here, which means and tells me that God's still leading you somewhere. He's leading us somewhere for his purpose. If we don't start fulfilling the purpose he created for us, both individually and as a church family, then this life won't have any true meaning. It won't have any purpose, because you weren't created for any other purpose but this. You were created to love and serve and worship God, and as John told us last week, be a witness of God's love to Anyone who has an ear to hear. You were created to take bold steps of faith. You were created for something incredible. And here's where we get to the rubber meets the road parts of my sermon. Maybe you're listening to these words and you're like, David, you don't know me. You don't know me. Like, I'm not someone who feels comfortable talking to others about Jesus. You know what I say to that? Satan loves to hear that. Satan loves to hear that. In fact, Satan wants you to be so comfortable until the day you die. He'll help you be comfortable. He loves that. It's okay for you to say, my gift isn't song leading, my gift isn't wrangling 2-year-olds in the preschool class, or that my gift isn't working in the tech booth that I did one time over the holidays in 2022 and still have nightmares about how that turned out. That's okay. That's okay to say. It's not okay to say my gift isn't sharing Jesus. It's not okay to say that. It's okay to say I don't know how to, and I want to learn. It's okay to say I need help, but it's not okay to say it's not my gift, so I won't do it. Jesus cast a beautiful and perfect vision for his followers. It's basically a microcosm of what we just made for Canyon Church's vision statement. Matthew 28, 19 through 20. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Teach them to obey everything I have commanded you, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Show me in Scripture where God gives us a pass on this. If you have a heart and a willingness to learn, we can help you. People here can help you or work with you. But more importantly, as we read in Romans, the Spirit is going to help you. It can be your weakness. It cannot be your strength. That's okay. God makes us perfect through our weaknesses. Today, the focus on the vision is also us extending a hand to anyone out there who wants to get on board with it. Anyone who wants to fulfill this vision, to heed the words of Christ. This is us extending a hand. Because, and hear me when I say this, if you don't get on board with this vision, in a few months, maybe a year, probably a short amount of time, you're going to look around and you're going to see powerful personal transformations, incredible change, incredible things happening here, and you're going to say, wait, when did this happen? Why isn't this happening to me? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's because you didn't get on board with this vision. That's why. And we don't want that for you. Your elders, we don't want that for you. But it will happen if you don't get on board. I've called it our vision many, many times today. I say that and I mean that. It's not my vision or your personal vision or Canyon Church as an entity's vision. It is a shared vision that requires buy-in on all of our parts. Because a shared vision is so much more powerful than just a personal one. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. This church has a hope and a future and will prosper because God declared it. What am I at, guys? 60? Oh, we can't even count. He's got to count. It's a lot. 60.
No. 60.
Are you going to get on board? What's it going to be, Canyon Church? What's it going to be? Are you going to get on board with this vision? Are you going to ask God to renew your heart today? Are you ready to put God, Jesus, at the center of your life. Not on the edge, not a piece of the pie, the very center. Are you ready to do that? Because that's what we're casting today. And that's what your elders are envisioning today. It starts now. We have some big things that are starting to happen. Be a part of them. Please be a part of them. It's God's purpose for you. Are you ready to love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind? If you haven't been baptized, today's a great day. Get on board. Hop on board. If you're ready, today's the day as we come and we stand and sing.